1. John, give me a second, because it is someone in chat is stating that we have no audio, despite the fact that all my audio levels are showing that they're there. Try that again. Can you by chance hear us this time? Apologize for any technical difficulties. We had to do a quick pivot here. Can you hear us now?
Dun, dun, dun.
Give me some audio. We're good.
Sweet.
All right, you got it? Cool.
Alrighty. Well, let's take 2 on that one. So
snap. Take 2.
So I'm John. I'm from Astral Tabletop. So we're doing a little bit of a collab here with the Forever DMs. Super happy to be on their channel. Essentially this is going to be one of the first episodes of the Astral Allies, which is going to be a continuous series of one-shots that Astral will be putting out, utilizing the Astral VTT platform. So first and foremost, I want to pass it over to the people whose channel it actually is, and have them kind of introduce themselves.
Hey, I'll jump in here first. I am Jacob, resident tech wizard of the Forever DMs. Real excited to jump in here for some high seas shenanigans with John and our other friends here tonight.
And I am Gabriel Miller. I am the technical understudy for the Forever DMs, as well as one of our long-running dungeon masters, and happy to be here. Thanks so much.
Cool. All right, Aaron or Travis?
So me and Aaron are in the same room, just having some fun. I'm gonna be a barbarian druid. That's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. It's a very cool combination there.
You know, just digging in the dirt, being outside in the wild. It sounds great together.
And you can't see me, but I'm Erin, and I will be a storm sorceress.
Very cool. Very cool. So this stream is kind of it's part of the Goodman's Games DungeonCon, which is going on right now. So Astral is a part of that, and so this is kind of like we wanted to run a couple of events. We did one earlier today called Mayhem Manor, and now we're doing the Battle Buzz, which should be a ton of fun. Think Waterworld meets Wacky Racers. Just going to kind of really get into it and mix it up, but. So if you haven't heard of Astral Tabletop, essentially, if you go to astraltabletop.com, you will be able to sign up for free. You can use it for DMing your game. It's one of the it is the easiest to use VTT out there. I switched it about a year ago, and I basically, even before I joined the Astral team, I had been using it for over a year. Actually, we are doing a kind of a thing for DungeonCon. So right now, if you go to astraltabletop.com and you sign up for the gold membership, which essentially unlocks a bunch of extra stuff for any of the Dungeon Masters. You get access to like 17,000 assets, as well as like additional weather effects and lighting effects and things like that. But if you use the code DungeonCon over this weekend, you will basically unlock your first month of your gold membership for free. But anyway, that is enough shilling from me. I would love to hear from Jacob and from Gabe what characters you're going to be playing tonight.
So, in true testament to the fact that none of us have talked about anything of any of our characters together before this moment, I will also be playing a Storm Sorcerer tonight.
I love it.
And kind of running with the theme of clearly we have not coordinated this very well, Mr. Travis. I'll be playing Selbin. I'm one of your barbarian folk. So I will be playing a Storm Herald barbarian. So think Thor, then that's me.
And the Ignis is from the motherland, sells many spices and silks and things of that nature. Has quite the time out on the seas. It's very good.
Well, yeah, I am so excited by this extremely unlikely group of heroes we have tonight. This is going to make for some tumultuous seas, I would say. I think that's fair to say at the very least. But yeah, I think that
just real fast before we get started, Travis, if there's any way you all can increase your mic just a little bit on that side, we're getting from folks in chat that you all are a little on the quiet side.
How's that sound?
I believe that is much better. If folks in chat could testify for us on that, that'd be great. But yeah, John, back to you.
All right. Enough. No, that's good. I think without further ado, I think that we should probably jump into this adventure. So, you all are going about your normal day-to-day, and we'll get to what you were doing before. But that's not important now, because all of a sudden, you find yourself in the middle of the Astral Sea on this floating piece of rock, and in front of you sits a very ordinary-looking tavern, relative, kind of on the smaller side, too. You can see the lights from the glowing hearth within, and the door is slightly ajar. But this is all contrasted greatly with the fact that you feel like it looks like you are standing on kind of a part of an asteroid, essentially, in the center of the this kind of celestial ocean of the Astral Sea around you. You can actually see Githyanki ships kind of coming into port on this small rock that this tavern is sitting onto. You can all breathe. There's oxygen, but you all are essentially surrounded. I don't know if you know each other. I don't know. But you all find yourself here now, looking at this very strange tavern in this very strange place. And as these kind of Githyanki shoulder past you as they bring their ship into dock and walk in through the front door, this is where you find yourselves. So, kind of going around the horn here, what were you doing before you were summoned to this Astral Tavern? We can start with, is it Illyria?
Yes. So I was on a boat sailing from one land to another, as I generally am. Just passing the time.
Okay. Selbin, what were you doing?
You see before you the drenched in all my glory, and the water came with me as I was in a torrential storm barreling through, ship barely holding itself together, and I stumble to the side and stand up dripping wet. Well, this is odd.
Ignis.
I was on a ship. Where did my ship go? I have many spices to sell. Where am I? What is happening?
Zog.
I too was on a boat, but a different kind of boat. Basically, it's kind of like gambling, and it usually has different creatures fighting. But I was one of the ones out there fighting with different bears and animals. I was so close to winning, and now just here.
This is most unfortunate. Fighting with bears is something we do back in the mother country. And that's most noble endeavor.
I love the boat. I love the boat theme already going on. So you all find yourself here. You all find yourself surrounded by these new allies. And like I said, these Githyanki have kind of shouldered past you and they have made their way and kind of like pushed open the door where you can see that within the tavern, you can see that there are seemingly races of every single kind, and is just teeming with activity inside of there. And it just like the smell of like good food and fire and just like a hearty good time is kind of wafting out of this place, and you can see a lot of activity within.
I'm gonna point over at Ignace. Hey, you little man. You want a beer?
Do I want a beer? No, I want a proper ale. Let's go. They smell like perhaps they would buy some spices. Let's see what's going on here.
Illyria and Zog, what are you all doing?
Well, I'm gonna mull over the fact that I'm not gonna get my reward, and I guess I too will get some ale. Sad, just sad.
As you hesitate there for just a moment, Subin will stop, look at you, look at the bar. Ale. And then walk in.
I just kind of shrug and follow.
Goes with
Okay.
flow.
Yeah, so you all enter into this tavern, and one thing you notice when you walk in is that it is much larger inside than it seemed on the outside, like magically so likely, and it is teeming with all different kinds of races. There is like an ogre sitting at a table that is like surrounded by dwarves, like all these races that normally probably wouldn't coexist. Everyone seems like they're having an amazing, great time. Everyone's being served a wonderful food as you kind of walk in. I think that like your desire for ale is just kind of like pretty much immediately met as someone walks by, like carrying a tray that just has like is overflowing with steins. It's just like seems like you almost wonder probably for a minute whether or not you might have died, and this might be Valhalla or something of that sort. But as you kind of walk through the door, you take notice of a very odd figure who immediately makes their way towards you. They are peculiar in a couple ways. They are wearing probably the most wizardly wizard robes you've ever seen, suspiciously so, like purple with like very clearly sewn on, poorly done, so stars and moons all over it. A big pointed hat that looks like some sort of like faux gold rim on it, and a beard that seems to be kind of not theirs. Seems like it is a faux beard of sorts that you can almost see the strap that's going back behind it holding it onto their face. And as they approach you, they go, "Oh, yes, welcome. My aim must have been off just a bit. Please, just feel free to drink your drink. We'll get there eventually."
It just downs the whole thing.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. Not that you had much of a choice, but my name is, well, it's been lost to the ages, but you may call me Felda.
Right.
Felda.
Hilda.
Listen, what happened to my ship? I have a very expensive shipment of spices. I cannot afford to have lost them. Literally, the bank will have my butt. So, where is my ship?
Your ship and yourselves are a little bit, let's say, out of time and space themselves. Now, if money is what you're interested in, I promise that my proposition is going to be quite fruitful for you. So, I think that you'll be able to save your butt in quite a, I think it'll be a pretty promising way.
And as he does this, given that I realized I didn't give a proper description, you will see that Ignis is just dripping with wealth in fine merchant, like blues and golds. Literally, his fingers are dripping in rings. This fine gold and silver collar around his tunic. You have my attention.
Yes. Oh, So rude of me. I should explain myself. So I am the patron of the Astral Tavern you see behind you, and I am in need of your services. And of course, I specifically requested all of you. You happened to be on boats at the time. It was very, very convenient. That was my search criteria, if you will, for teleportation. What I need of you all is to... it's wizard Google. What I request of you all is I have a very good friend of mine that's going to be entering into a boat race of sorts, and the prize is, believe it or not, is a wondrous item that I've been after for some time, the Champions Cup, and I just would love to have my hands on it. Now, if you all were to enter into this race and help my companion win this cup and bring it back to me, I would gladly pay you handsomely for it.
Right.
So what I'm hearing is that I can make money, and it's not cost me any time. Go back and then make more money.
Yes. As long as
Beautiful.
you're not...
I take it. I take the job. Let's go. What do we do?
I heard challenge. Challenge, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
It
challenge.
It will be quite challenging potentially, but look at you all, so full of teeming with power. And of course, like I said, I specifically picked you all. It wasn't exactly at random.
Undoubtedly.
Right.
Why would you pick anyone but Ignish Spacey?
Exactly. No, of course, you are all exactly the ones that I wanted to summon. It was not by random. I do not want to say that anymore. But if you all are ready to go, we can. You may begin your challenges.
Let me get this straight. You randomly reached out in the universe and
Not
plucked
random.
me.
He's made this very clear. It's not random.
And
It's not random.
right. Neither's his beard. But we're gonna enter a boat race for you.
Yes, exactly. And he snaps his fingers, and you all are gone. Suddenly, you all, as you're asking this question, it seemed like he had just like, that was it, and you all suddenly find yourself, and I think it probably puts some of you back in the mindset that you were in before a little bit, because suddenly you feel the smell, or you feel the smell, you smell the smell of the ocean kind of waft through your nostrils as you find yourself in what seems like a big wooden box, but you are on a ship that's kind of like rocking slightly in the water, and standing before you is a small gnome that is wearing these like big goggles that make their eyes massive. And as you kind of all just like immediately poof onto their ship, he just kind of like stumbles backwards because, oh my god, he didn't waste any time getting you all here.
No, we're totally not random people that are here to make money for the crazy wizard. What are we doing?
Yeah, Felda is quite a character, and he kind of is like moving over to you all, and he's like kind of like picking at your armor and kind of like measuring, like, I guess it'll do.
It's fine imported seal. Stop touching me.
Okay, hold on. We don't have much time, and he's like reaching out to you all, and he has these what look like seemingly like suspiciously like little candies, almost like gum, and he's like has four of them, and he's like reaching out. He's like, okay, each person take one.
What is these?
These are fix-it shoes. If there's something happens to the ship during combat or whatever happens, things can kind of break bad over here. If you chew this, it's a bonus action to slap it onto the ship, and that'll cast mending in case we don't want to end up visiting the water lords.
Right.
Just me, or did he say bonus action? That is.
Where am I?
On the boat.
That's a really good question. You're off the coast of Penroy Point. You're kind of entered into And he's like, as he's talking, you hear like a horn blast in the background, and that's just outside of this box essentially. He goes, okay, we got to get ready. You're gonna figure out real soon. And he kind of goes and gets to the helm of the ship. And essentially right after he's able to get to this essentially like wheel that is surrounded by probably 14 to 15 different like levers and knobs. It's extremely like no missing craftsmanship in its complexity. The ship that you're on, by the way, is you can see that we'll just say you can see it, but on the side of the ship, it says the name, the Silver Spear. But the ship itself is like kind of grayish in wood and then is covered with metal all over the place that seems like it's been patched and fixed a bunch of different times. Essentially kind of pretty normal in style, but it's a very sleekly designed ship with a single mast and a large crow's nest on top. There are also a ballista on either side of the ship that seem to have be attached to some pretty jagged looking spears that can be shot out that are also attached to chains. So those are things that you all will have access to. But without further ado, as this gnomish figure, who I'll just tell you his name is Pops because he probably would have introduced himself, runs to the front of the ship and goes, "Get ready!" and then pulls a lever. You hear that two horns blare. The front of the crate drops down. You can see the ocean in front of you, and then the back of the crate basically shoves the boat out of it at full speed, and you hear Pops pull onto a couple levers, and some sort of engine below the water kicks into gear, and you are launched out. And as you can kind of see around you, there are these ships of all different shapes and sizes, just very odd. You're one of them looks kind of like a big wheel. One of them looks like some sort of double layered boat. It is wild. But as you all are launched out and you see all these other ships kind of launched out, you can see that along the left-hand side of you, there seems to be these kind of buoys. They're all kind of blinking red on top that with some sort of gem, and just basically running in kind of a semicircular fashion into the far distance. And essentially as you launch out, these all shine red, and they seem to kind of evaporate the water around them and just make a fog cloud that just spreads out and kind of obscures the entire area. So you get a quick glimpse of these other ships before they are just gone. And you are kind of in half vision here within this kind of obscuring fog mist. And Pops kind of yells back and goes, okay, this is normal. Don't worry. It's just a kind of up the difficulty level. Just watch out, because every single time that one of these ships, they're going to be coming after us. We either need to be the last one standing, or we need to get to the end of this race. So stay frosty.
As soon as we're launched out of the catapult rails at this point. Is there a mast? Are there sails?
That's actually a great thing. What we can do is we can hop over, and I'm going to pull you all into the wonderful map that we got going on tonight.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun building this. There's a lot of wild stuff that's going to be
I can only imagine.
It's going to be wild. There we go. I'm going to pop you all into the actual ship there.
I'm drowning.
Oh no, I can't move you. I don't know why. There we go. You keep popping back. Okay. So, yeah, there is a crow's nest up top that you can see.
So, as soon as we are launched out, just looking for any semblance of, oh God, what is normal? What is real? I look up, gauge the wind, and then run to the rigging to start unfurling the sail.
Okay. Yeah, so you drop the sail down and are able to get it, especially being an experienced sailor, you're able to get it into pretty much full wind, which actually does take the ship a little bit quicker. And Pops kind of looks back, thank you. And he just continues pulling his levers and hitting his buttons. One thing you all notice, in the center of the steering wheel, there is actually Actually, I don't think it's in the middle of the steering wheel. I think it's on a table back behind Pops. There is essentially a pillar, a little pylon, that on the top of it, it has a big red button. You don't know what the button does, but there's a big red button on a pillar directly behind Pops' back, essentially. I'll say it's this little circle that's kind of a semicircle back behind Pops on the map.
Okay.
But yeah, so what we're going to do is I would love for you all to roll initiative, and then we're just going to use this initiative to kind of carry us through the rest of this battle.
All right.
All right. Are you using the tracker?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good.
Oh, it was so close to a good roll. It was so close.
Oh, that's not great.
Pop that little window out right there.
We got some good ones. We got a 20 and 19 and 2 15s.
Uh-huh. It
It's
rolled
not
me
too bad.
twice.
Question for you: are you wanting us to make sure we do all of our rolls here in Astral, or
As much as you feel comfortable with, don't feel like you have to, but whatever you're more comfortable with.
This is very interesting. It rolled me a 4, then it rolled me a 19.
Yeah, I wonder if it seems like it's doing kind of double there, which we can just take the first one.
Yeah, I'm more fine with that.
I don't have any of my modifiers set up in here, so that initiative roll is +2 on one.
Okay.
So that's
That
a total of
is
10.
perfect. No worries.
And I apologize for
yeah.
my dog losing her mind.
No, it's fine. Actually, those are seals actually that are alongside the ship currently. They're actually in this world. They bark. They're seal dogs.
It is immersion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. That's actually just like that's audio that we've overlaid on this track. That's not even actual dogs barking.
Yeah.
That's the real skill that the Forever DMs have at producing is like that. You thought that was a real dog. That's not. That's audio effects that Jacob has overlaid. Awesome. So now that we're all set up in combat, you all kind of take your bearings for a minute. So everyone, I know that Selbin has kind of like gone and started messing with the rigging. What is everyone else doing in the kind of interim here while things are kind of everyone's getting prepared for this potential combat that's going to be coming down?
I do want to look around and see if there's anything of use other than just the crossbows. The I can't think of the name now, my brain.
The ballistas?
Yeah, thank you.
Or the harpoons, I guess. I guess they're harpoons, ballistas, whichever ones.
Yeah.
But yes, there are some what look like some sort of crates. You don't know exactly what's in them, but there are some crates that are on the ship. There's also like a few like big spools of rope.
Okay, I'll yell down, up to the little guy, be like, "Hey, little man, what's in the crates?"
Oh yeah, I think we got. Oh god, I left gunpowder in there. Don't let that get hit.
Right.
All right.
We might want to throw those overboard unless you think you can use them for something.
Just
What
a wicked
is
grin on
gunpowder?
Selbin's face.
Oh, black powder. Sorry. Yeah. The gnomes are working on some new things.
Right.
It's edible, right?
It's super edible. Yeah. So I'm curious to see where everyone is, kind of like placing themselves on this ship as well.
Have you ever heard of gunpowder rub? You put it on the meat for the cooking.
Gives it a nice zing.
Mmm.
Really blast those taste buds.
I've heard some folks use it for magic. There are whole worlds of gunpowder mages out there. So Selbin is just going to be hanging out near one of the spars and rigging to where he, like, I know what this is.
Something to ground him.
He's still longingly holding onto the empty tankard. Just hooks that on his belt and knuckles into what he knows.
Okay.
So, seeing as how Pops has the wheel for this, what is the state of the wind? Is it in the right direction for us? Is it a good strong wind?
Yeah, so I think that the wind currently right now, especially because Selvin just kind of like unfurled it and got it going in the correct direction, you're going to be going essentially around this island. So you could kind of adjust it as it goes. So that might be worth something, checking in on, making sure from time to time. But for the most part, there's also it seems like this ship has some sort of propulsion as well, potentially below the water level.
Right. So where are we going? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's just actually just keep an eye out, because I have a feeling that we're not going to be alone for very long. And kind of as he's saying that, everyone roll me perception checks.
It's 1 or 2.
Nope.
Okay, so we got I see a 17. Who rolled that one?
I think that was me. Should have come over on
Yep.
the Beyond app on that.
Oh, yeah, perfect. I see it right there. Ignis. Okay. Awesome. So we got, so the 17 and the 15. So Illyria and Ignis. You're kind of like, as Pops is kind of saying like, hey, stay frosty. You essentially see that from behind you. You can see these shapes moving kind of parallel to you at different rates of speed, kind of in the distance around you. But one is kind of, you see what looks like two shapes coming up from behind the ship. And suddenly they kind of break through that fog barrier, getting close enough to you that you can see them. And it looks like two kind of catamarans that are kind of zooming up from behind the ship. You can see that there is some sort of roping or rigging connecting them to, and then you can actually see that on the, seems like what's manning them is you can see what looks like 4 bugbears. And as they are kind of like zooming up from behind you, you see that one of them look at the other one, and then they both pull a lever, and the 2 catamarans split, and they zoom up on either side of your ship, where then the 2 bugbears on the back actually launch themselves into the air with these parasails and are parasailing off the back of these catamarans while the 2 others drive the catamarans below. And you can see the bugbears up in these parasails pull these javelins out, and they are ready to go to town, whereas the bugbears that are driving kind of lock these things going straight. They seem to like pull these levers forward, and they pull out a couple axes. So let's get these finely named bugbears into combat.
Yeah. Wow, they're so much better at this than we are.
they kind of just rolled right next to each other. Okay, let's get rolled into combat here. So Bugbear Jeff is going to take one of his javelins out and is going to huck it over at Selvin. So let's get that rolled. So it's a 21 to hit.
Just there.
So that's 9 piercing damage as this javelin comes, as Jeff, not too friendly Jeff hucks this javelin at you. It just kind of, I think, might knock you out of your you're just like kind of confusion as this javelin just like pierces you in the shoulder, that that can't be fun for 9 damage.
Okay.
Bugbear Laura, who is up in the in one of the top parasails, which you can see is kind of connected to these catamarans by like kind of a thick rope, but they're probably like 15 feet up in the air, kind of just slightly higher than the actual the if you went up the mast to the crow's nest, just slightly higher than that, almost on par there. So Laura is going to also roll a javelin, see if we can do some damage there. They are going to roll down and try to actually hit Illyria, who's down below. Oh my gosh, they're rolling so hard. That's a 23 to hit, and they're going to do 8 piercing damage with that javelin as it comes down on you, Illyria. Woo! Ooh, this started spicy. Started spicy with these bugbears.
Laura's doing work over here.
So one thing too, I will say, think outside the box with this. This is fun. So if you have a wild idea, like totally go with it, and we'll have a ton of fun. It doesn't need to be like super strict combat here. So yeah, it doesn't have to be like defeat all the bugbears. If you have an idea for how to like get rid of their ship or do something with them or disrupt them in some way, like totally have fun with it. This is going to be like I said, wacky racers. So let's get weird with it.
You said it was 8 piercing damage?
8 piercing damage, yep.
Okay.
And that's going to bring us to Selden.
All right. How far apart are these boats? How far away from us are they?
That's a good question. I think that they're about 5 to 10 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going now. So, Belbin, well, at least this I know how to do. And unslinging from his back is a warhammer. And the shield comes up, and he goes hoofing it. As he runs, almost trailing behind him, you swear you see little sparks of electricity as he begins to rage and leaps across to actually ignoring Jeff completely. And small retcon. Shield stays on the back. Warhammer two-handed. Ignoring Jeff completely, and I'm going for the bottom of the boat.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna smash a hole straight into it.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, roll me. I guess just roll me an attack. The boat is gonna have pretty low AC.
Wow. I didn't specify reckless, so 10, flat 10.
Okay.
Astral loves villains. It does not love heroes.
It's to be fair, it was loving. I think we had like 4 like nat 20s in the session earlier. So I think
that's awesome.
I think what's happening here is just I'm finally getting my it's being nice to me now instead. So I'm so sorry for you all.
Karmic balance.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. But 10 is absolutely enough to hit a boat.
Awesome.
It's not moving. It's where it is. So yeah, roll me that damage.
Congratulations, you hit the broadside of a boat.
Nice. 15 points with the rage damage added for the first attack.
I think that you put a big crack in the bottom of this boat, and water starts to seep through. You didn't go all the way through yet, but you have like absolutely put a big enough crack. The water is starting to go like through the bottom of this boat and splash up at your thighs.
Awesome. Having a swim speed and being able to breathe underwater, because I am a Storm Herald Barbarian, not phased at all. And one more crack for my second attack.
Okay.
Not as good. Only an 8 to hit. So.
I think you still hit. Yeah, I think you still hit.
Generous Dungeon Master, sir. Thank you. A terrible damage roll for 6 more points of bludgeoning damage.
I think that's enough to get through the bottom of the ship. I think that you, because you had already weakened it, your Warhammer goes straight through the bottom, and now instead of there being a spring leak that's coming through, essentially a coffee can size amount of water kind of shoots directly upward, and this ship starts going pretty quickly. And you can see the bugbear up above in the that's up in the parasail is starting to look pretty panicked now, because they are realizing that they are going to be essentially like sinking down into the water pretty quickly. And Jeff is looking pretty panicked as well.
So with the bonus action of raging, that crackling electricity that came off of me, I get to designate a creature to take lightning damage.
Okay.
since we're thinking outside the box instead, I would love that lightning strike lancing off of me to hit the rope holding Terry on.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to go back.
Okay, yeah. So, is there anything you need to roll for that? How to?
It is a dexterity saving throw if it is a creature.
Okay.
But Terry himself is way too far away.
Right.
Rolling with the wacky idea there.
Roll me. I love it. So roll me just a straight up and down d20.
14.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think you rolled on the right side of that. So, yeah, I think that lightning crackles off and just basically burns that rope off, and then you see Terry just kind of floats backwards and is just gone from y'all's. I can't get rid of these boats on the top part here, but essentially Terry and this little guy, this parasail up on top there is floated back and is now gone.
Laughing and cackling in the wind as the spray flies up, Selbin leaps back onto the boat, and I'd say that's more than enough for my turn.
I think that's a pretty good turn. Alrighty, that's going to bring us to Illyria.
Well, I am going to come over to the edge of the boat here on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So right over here. And I'm going to cast Shape Water. At the right in front of the boat. I'm going to make a little ramp so that one side hits it and it flips.
Nice. Nice.
I love it so much. So yeah, you see, I don't think they even need to do anything for that. I'll give them. Yeah, no, they don't roll well enough to try to dodge that. You basically see Bugbear Laura, who has locked this thing and going straight forward, is not in control of it, and is kind of holding an axe, looking at you, confused on what you're doing, and then all of a sudden the boat just hits this ramp you've made and goes into one of those cool kind of sideways, upside down jumps, and basically just goes like this, and then again. Bugbear Steve up in this thing, I think that is just as this boat starts kind of capsizing and going down below the water, Laura is swept away and is gone. Bugbear Steve is still in the parasail, but it's starting to go down in the water a little bit lower and lower. And so you only have Bugbear Steve and Bugbear Jeff to deal with, and Steve's going to be taking a swim pretty soon here.
So's Jeff.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're both out having a super good time. Yeah,
well done, Illyria.
Yeah, very good. Do you have anything else for your turn?
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, so Ignis, it is your turn.
Right. So, this is why you keep your sails on your ships connected very tightly. And I will walk over to the same side as Illyria and cast Gust. As I bring my hands together, one of the emerald rings on his finger flares with a bit of energy as a gust of wind shoots out and just starts carrying Steve away the other direction.
I hear ya.
I think, yeah, so is there anything I have to roll for that?
So... One medium or smaller creature that you can choose must succeed a strength saving throw or be pushed 5 feet from you. Or I create a small blast of air capable of moving one object that is neither held nor carried and that weighs no more than 5 pounds.
Yeah, you basically just blast him with this. I'm gonna give him a saving throw, but I'm gonna give him disadvantage on it, and I don't think it's gonna be good. No, that's a 10.
Yeah, DC would have been 16. So.
I think that this thing I think that you just blast this thing and just you hear Steve go, "Argh!" and you don't hear Steve again. Steve's gone. Amazing. Awesome. Is there anything else for Ignis's turn?
As a bonus action, as the wind propels off of my hands, I will ensure that the winds around the ship remain steady and continue flowing the direction that we need it to.
Okay.
Utilizing my Storm Guide ability to ensure that the winds continue to blow in a favorably direction for the ship.
Awesome. I love it. Very cool. Yeah, so I'm just going to remove all these these deceased bugbears from the stuff here. So you see Jeff, who is just like has a bucket and is just bailing as quickly as he possibly can, not doing super well. And then as you're kind of looking at Jeff, you see a very large form of something coming from right behind Jeff, and Jeff does not see it because Jeff is very focused on bailing out the water. And then you see something that gives you all pause, as it is super tall, and you see what looks like a massive water wheel that is rolling directly at you, perpendicular to you, that is going to run directly over Jeff the Bugbear, and directly towards you and potentially over your ship. Everyone roll me dexterity saving throws.
Oh, man.
Boy. This is ability check, not saving throw.
It's not good. It's not good.
I do see this coming. So danger sense, I have advantage.
Yep.
Oh no.
What level is danger
man.
sense? Is that like level 2?
You'll have it.
Yeah, it's super low level, like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
2,
it's
I
a
think.
low one.
Try to get to the same saving throws and ability check.
Oh my god, these rolls.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, y'all.
No, that's all right.
I love it. I love
We're gonna
it.
be blowing all our big abilities here real quick.
Just lean into the failure. Let's do this.
So you all watch as basically this water wheel just like bursts out of the mist and just absolutely, like, it looks like literally a giant water wheel that has these big pontoons on the side of it, and it rolls directly over Jeff the Bugbear, just destroying his ship, squishing him down into the water. You see him kind of float back out of the way, but you don't have long to look at Jeff or focus on that, because this thing rolls directly over your ship, smashing the mast down, knocking it completely sideways, and also running over all of you. I need to roll some damage. I'm going to roll...
Ignis turns around just in time to see this coming and just goes, "What the Then just...
That's just going to be 5 damage. Each of you are going to take 5 damage as this thing runs you over. I rolled 2d6s, so that's a pretty good... I rolled a 1 and a 4, so you all did pretty good there.
I will take that.
Yeah. So let's get this water wheel on the map.
Yeah. This is fine.
So this water wheel kind of runs over the ship and then kind of turns on a dime and is now going straight, slightly ahead of you to the left. And the creatures manning it are pretty interesting. You see what looks like 3 were-rats and a giant rat that's running in the middle of it. That's turning this wheel.
I love it. That's fantastic. I also appreciate that Bugbear, Jeff, and Steve are still on the map and floating in the water right now.
Yeah, they're having a bad time. Alrighty, so you all see this very not fun situation that's going on here. I'm gonna roll them into combat real quick. 1 second.
Shenanigans, sir.
Oh, this is
fantastic.
just the beginning.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, so Giant Rat. I think Giant Rat already went. Giant Rat's role was basically running you all over. So I think that's pretty fair. So I think that we were at the bottom of the round, or was
Yeah,
it was
it was
Zog's?
about to be me.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, Zog, it will be. We'll start with you then.
Was I knocked prone?
Yeah, I think that you all are prone currently, and also the mast has been knocked down.
So I'm gonna get up. Just for now, I'm gonna grab that harpoon, and I'm gonna aim for the giant rat.
Okay, amazing. Roll me a ranged attack, I guess.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage on that actually too, because you're utilizing a harpoon.
Okay. There we go. That's better. 12 plus, I'm guessing my dex and proficiency, so plus 4, 16.
Okay, yeah. Let me open this. Let me get this character sheet open for this giant rat. This big old rat buddy. Yeah, you hit.
Nice.
Sweet. So roll me. I'm gonna Google some harpoon damage real quick.
I'm trying to remember if they were D8 or D10.
I want to say it's 2d8, maybe?
It says D6, but I say go with 2d8. I like that more. It's also a powered harpoon. I think this might be like a harpoon you throw.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, I'm thinking like trebuchet, not
Wow.
trebuchet, but ballista is what I'm thinking.
So 3 damage. I rolled 2 1
Oh no.
plus 1.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I will say this though. Something really interesting happens. You shoot this harpoon off. And you see the chain that's connecting it kind of whip out as well, and it's connected to this kind of like spool on the ground that is connected to the ship itself, and actually to the harpoon. It's got like a reel on it to reel it back in, and you nail this giant rat in the side, and it squeals in pain, and then you notice something start happening. The wheels of the wheel start getting spiraled up, and as it's spinning, this chain is wrapping around it consistently and is like starting to bind up in this wheel, and you can see the supports are starting to like crack and to like start to like give way. But one thing you notice is you can see that the chain that's connected to your ship and to the ballista itself is starting to like, you're running out of chain really quickly. What do you do?
Oh. I want to disconnect it.
Okay, how are you doing that?
Is the mechanism hooked to it? Is there any lock or anything?
There's like a spool that's on the side of the ballista itself.
But the spool's not connected to the boat?
No, but it'll probably take the whole ballista with it.
I guess try using my axe. Break it.
Yeah. See if you can smash that chain before it runs out. Roll me an attack.
Let's see if the button works for me.
Man.
Interesting. 8. Wait.
Okay.
That's interesting. It says only +2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the button's set up correct. Let me just use a different one.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. I thought it was just work fine for me.
It's all good.
It's equipment.
Let's take a quick. I love this. Like this time to stop. Okay, so 19 to hit. You absolutely okay. And 13 slashing damage. You bring this axe down on this chain right before it basically runs out and like would rip this ballista off the ship. Just like your axe buries itself into the deck of the ship itself and just cleaves that chain in two. And it just kind of whips off the ship with like a second to spare. And then you see this thing get bound up inside of this wheel and just tear itself apart. And you see the were-rats kind of like jumping off and abandoning ship as this giant rat and all the remnants of this water wheel kind of like just start falling down and just start sinking down below the water. You see the were-rats like trying to like to hold on to these round kind of pontoons, and they can't. And then essentially as that's happening, you all pass them by, and this essentially you have stopped this water wheel from, well, existing.
It's a bad design.
Well done, Zog.
Yeah, that was very, very good. I
was just hoping to get him to trip and spin through a couple times. That's all I was hoping for.
Well, you did. You did that for sure. I think you all have like, there's like a second of respite here to kind of like, well, obviously you're still kind of like the adrenaline's still going, but like there isn't anything like in immediate danger. Is there anything that you want to do in the meantime?
So the mast has been broken, correct?
The mast is laying across the deck currently.
Pops, how does this gum work?
Well, you got to start by chewing it.
Zog, stick this in your mouth.
And as they're saying this, being no stranger to the seas, I look at the mast and I mentally follow the line to the pulley, and I grab a rope and start hauling on it with my ragey strength to start righting the mast. So when they
help
get
to
mending
push
ready.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Dog.
Yeah.
You got backup.
Fine, I should do this myself. And I'll throw the gum in my mouth and start chomping on this business, whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah. So it kind of has like a minty flavor, but there's also like a weird, has a weird amount of iron content. It's kind of unsettling. But yeah, as
Pops,
you
what
kind
is
of
this made of?
I think that it's kind of like the JB Weld of gum. It's not the best, but yeah, slap it on there and you'll see.
Cannot stop now.
Yeah, you didn't swallow it, right?
Whoa! And I slap it on the mast as
Okay.
it comes on top.
So you put it on the mast, and as you kind of like smear your hand across it, this thing almost like some sort of like expanding foam essentially kind of starts to like swell and fill in the cracks, and then kind of takes on this almost, it kind of expands out like to like a good 6 inches off of the mast itself, but it kind of like hardens and fills in the cracks and expands and kind of takes on this like this pink, like it's like a pink bubblegum aesthetic, but it's just kind of like mends this thing together, and then suddenly Zog and Selbin, like, you don't have to hold this mast up anymore. It seems like it has been repaired.
As a quick,
Majin Buu gum.
as a quick like seeing what this looks like now that it is on this, how much of this stuff is holding this ship together?
So I think that as you're now looking around, you're like thinking maybe it just hadn't been cleaned properly, and now you can see that there are a few places on this ship that are just being like literally held together by Tiki Taki.
That
And I wouldn't be
fantastic.
surprised to see shoestrings too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah,
Next
is there anything
best
anyone
thing
else?
to duct tape. Ah.
Is there another, like, is there a rack of harpoons and chain, like, reloads for that, or is that just out of the fight?
Yeah, so actually, that's a good question. Pops I think that Pops hears you and goes, yeah, actually, and he kind of like kicks down on the floorboards, and a floorboard pops up, and there's another harpoon that's in there with a line of chain on it.
All right, cool. Just get it in there and start hooking it up.
Awesome. Everyone roll me perception checks.
This didn't work out for me last time.
Didn't work out for really anyone. Better rolls this time, though.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Hey,
Ooh, nat
with the nat
20.
20.
Two nat
There it
20.
is.
Oh, yeah, no, one nat 20. There you go. Nice. Very cool. Awesome. Well, with that nat 20, then Ignis, I think you see it pretty quickly. You see something, again, it's a lot of strange things, but this one is just odd. You see coming out of from on the right hand side of you, you see this kind of like towering form that it's kind of like bloated in the bottom and then kind of goes up into like almost like it has some sort of head. And then you all hear this loud quack as a massive duck-like form comes just roaring out of the from the side of you, and mounted on top of it, on the flat part of its back, you see what look like these like kind of nautical Aarakocra that you really haven't seen before.
What is even happening right now?
The series of words you just uttered was amazing.
Nautical
Please say that one more time.
Aarakocra.
Yeah, these seagoing Aarakocra. It's it's sometimes they're not as common, but they're represented. So, and you see that in front of them. You see these 3 nautical Aarakocra, and then this one in front of them that is kind of like more done up and wearing like a big poofy captain's hat with a big feather on it. Is actually has like a longer neck that's kind of coming down, and yeah, you're like, man, that's a little bit different than the other ones, and that is Captain Goose. But as that's kind of coming up from the side of you, you also kind of see that there seems to be some sort of shape, especially with your natural 20. There is some sort of shape on the other side of your ship, kind of on the same general location as that duck is, but it seems to be kind of below the water. And you can't see exactly what it is now, but there is definitely some sort of shape moving just below the water there on the other side of the ship as well. But for the time being, you have a couple of nautical Aarakocra to deal with here. So I'm going to roll them into initiative.
Those darn seals again, guys.
I know. Oh no, the giant rat's back. It swam up onto your ship. No, okay, so man, these rolls for these guys.
Good luck. God.
Okay, so I think that they are going to. I think they're going to take their turns. They are going to run in. I'm going to give them some rolls here to try to just jump onto your ship. Let's go. Athletics. How many of them we got here? Okay, 3 of them. Okay.
Like,
and
they have seen some shit. Look at that art.
And athletics. Okay. So we got. So okay. Okay. So I think that. So 2 of them make it. So Captain Goose and Dewey, they make it. Our boy Huey tries jumping and just doesn't. He kind of slips off the rubbery edge of their duck boat, and I think that he just kind of hits the water and is kind of like trying to now swim along as fast as they can, kind of losing ground. But the other 2 of them are able to make it onto your ship. And Huey's in the water here. Yeah, and they are. I think that Dewey and Captain Goose are going to roll for some attacks on Ignis here.
Quack.
Quack, quack. Well, both of those got natural 1s, so they jump onto the ship. I think both of them slip, and both are. I'm going to put them both prone because that was terrible. So both of them just kind of like valiantly, like looking amazing, like jump onto the ship. These like weathered-looking nautical Aarakocra, and just like hit the deck and just completely beef it immediately. And that's going to bring us to. I'm going to give Huey a chance to try to get, Huey a chance to try to get up on the ship here. Using their movement during their turn. And yeah, I don't think. Hold on one second. I'm gonna give them athletics, see if they can get up on there. That's actually amazing. Huey is able to grab onto the back of the ship. They're not able to pull themselves up, but they have gotten to the point where now they can move onto your ship. That is going to be Selvin's turn.
Okay. I have the strangest combination of DuckTales and Pirates of the Caribbean playing in my head right now. Has it been communicated that there's a shape in the water on the other side? Like, did we have enough time for that, or is it just one thing?
That's up to Ignis.
Ignis is too distracted at the moment, berating these 2 for these terrible attacks. You'll jump on my ship and attack me like this? This is disgraceful. So no, Ignis has not gotten that far. He's too busy. Okay. He's too busy berating the ducks.
Man. I think I'm gonna see. There's Dewey and Huey, so that means that's Dewey. I think the only appropriate response right now is to yeet Dewey. So
Okay.
I'm assuming I have to rage again at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
So walking over to Dewey, the thunder crackles, and I strike Dewey with my lightning. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right, I'll have him Dewey that right now. That's a 20.
Dang.
Okay, so
Dirty 20.
he takes 3. So I rolled a 6. He takes half. So 3 lightning damage. And now that I am raging, I am going to attempt to yeet him off the boat.
Okay, you gonna try to throw him?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just gonna straight like half pickup, half body check.
I think we need to do a strength contest then.
Oh, I'm here for this.
So I'm just gonna roll a straight strength versus strength then. So that's I rolled an 11.
Am I rolling strength or athletics?
I think probably just direct strength. We can do athletics. It's fine. Either way, it'll be fine.
If you rolled strength, I'll do the.
Okay. Either way.
All right. I get advantage.
Okay. Whew.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Pick them up. Luckily, not Aarakocra, even the nautical kind, have pretty like narrow bones. Like they got the hollow bones, so they're pretty light. So I think that you pick them up and just yeet them off, and I think they kind of bounce off the side of this rubber duck, and you hear like a boom, and then they just kind of bounce off and are.
Can they bounce off and then hit Huey?
I roll me a straight up and down d20. See what happens here.
5.
I don't think that it hits Huey.
That's fine.
But I think that it bounces off, and you don't see a Dewey no more. He's gone. And I think that I think he lands in the water and kind of goes down below the water level, and then by the time they come back up, you don't see them.
Just cackling laughter. That's it for me.
Awesome. So that is going to bring us to Illyria's turn.
All right. So I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to do an ice knife on the captain.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Did say to stay frosty.
That's true.
I approve of
So
this
I need
approach.
to roll a dex saving throw.
Yep, 15.
Alrighty. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up the captain's stats here. Old Captain Goose. Let's see what we got. That's a 13. I don't think that's gonna do it.
All right. So that's 1d10 of piercing damage. So
Okay.
that was a 10. that I
Okay.
rolled. And then 2d6 cold damage, which came out to 11. So
What a
21.
killer roll.
21
Dang.
damage. Okay. You basically just skewer Captain Goose with this ice knife, and I think it just they have like leather armor on, and I think it just goes right through their shoulder and just like immediately is bleeding pretty profusely. But yeah, that's very good. Instantly bloodied.
And that's it for me.
Okay.
Well done.
Very good. That was killer. All right. So Louis, who's still back on the ship, is going to try to jump across as well. Let's see what they can do to avenge their fallen friends. Well, their fallen friend who literally fell off the ship. Yeah, let's roll there. Athletics, jump across. They rolled a 9. Louis doesn't even make it as far as Huey did, and Louis completely falls in the water and he falls down below the water, and then you hear like a slight thump. You don't know what that is. It seems like something below the surface has hit Louis, potentially, and you just don't see Louis come back up.
That's terrifying.
That is.
Okay, that is going to bring us to actually, no. What it's going to do is, Ignis, on the side of the ship where you saw the thing below the water level, you all suddenly see something emerge. It looks like some sort of aquatic turtle-shaped vehicle, and as it kind of raises above the water level, you see 4 figures above it.
Ninja turtles.
And you see these what look like 4 like monk turtles that are kind of wearing different colored bandanas, all of which wielding different weapons, and definitely unique IP. Definitely not from anything else or references to anything else.
I don't think
Absolutely
any of this. There's no ripping off happening at all.
Apparently, absolutely not. I mean, I've never heard of a ninja turtle. So, but yeah. So with this happening, the red ninja turtle is going to move over and is going to try to essentially. That's a heck of a jump. Yeah. I think they're gonna have to try to jump over too, and they're gonna probably not make it. But we're gonna give it the old college try. This DC is gonna be high for them. Okay, let's give the red turtle here some rolls. Where is this? Okay. I think they're gonna use their athletics. Roll in there. Oh, nice. Okay, 13. The red one is able to make it. The blue one is also going to try to jump across. The blue one does not make it. The blue one jumps and just kind of like hits in the water and just kind of hits off the fin of the thing itself and basically just goes below the water level and is kind of like moved out of the way. But yeah, you have this red turtle who's actually going to move over and try attacking Illyria. Let's give it a go. I'm just going to delete the blue turtle here because it's not going to be doing too much. So that is, do they get, I guess it would get, it's going to get 2 attacks. There we go. So I don't think either of those are going to hit. A 9 and 11, that's neither of those things are going to hit. It jumps across and is trying to like move over these like whatever these crates are that are full of this black powder, trying to attack Illyria, and I don't think it's able to get to. You're able to move out of the way. Ignis, it is your turn.
All right. So what we're going to do here, them popping up kind of changes things here just a smidge. So let's see, if I were to go to here, how far does it? Oh, they're going to be out of range at that point, I think. Yeah, it's only 30 feet. Dang. All right, so Ignis is going to look at Captain Goose and then turn his head to the right to this newfound addition to the ship of the red ninja turtle and say, I do not think you should be on this ship. You really should go now. And as he says this, a gold ring on each finger is going to flare, and a gemstone in his collar will go out as I use a sorcery point to twin spell charm person on the 2 of them.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, so what is the save there?
That is a DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so this is going to be on the turtle and the goose.
The turtle and the goose, yes.
The tortoise
Wait.
and the hare. What?
So, sorry, it was a charisma saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving, okay. So that's for the turtle. And this is for the goose. Okay. The turtle did not make it. That's an 8. The goose rolled a 14.
DC was 16.
Woo! Okay. Both of them are charmed.
Yes, so please leave the ship now. Thank you. Goodbye.
Really, you missed an opportunity to tell the red ninja turtle that he was a rude dude.
It's true. I did. Missed opportunities.
Hey. For next time you fight a red ninja turtle.
But that will be my turn to charm the two of them.
That's amazing. Okay, the purple ninja turtle is going to move forward and try to make it to the other ship. Let's see what they can do. Let's go, turtle. You can make it too. Nope, can't. Super can't. It's super duper can't. It jumps and just absolutely beefs it. These guys are not even going to get to your ship at all.
Best ninjas ever.
Man. Oh man, just my childhood is just being swallowed up by the seas. Okay, Zog, it is your turn.
Okay.
It is
There's only the
odd.
one guy left.
On technically there's the Huey who is has not pulled himself. You can kind of see him peeking over the side of the ship currently.
Yes. I'm going to use a bonus action. I'm going to transform into a giant spider.
Okay,
Like you do.
Like you do.
like you do.
And I'm going to skitter over here. I'm guessing the captain is dead. So I'm just going to...
I charmed them, so...
He's charmed currently. So if you attack him, he'll get a save. But
well, I'm going to attack Huey.
okay.
Yes. Make sure. Okay, plus 5. So. Alright, now. Oop, did it hit enter? Ah, 8.
Oh man, no, that's not gonna do it. I'll give you advantage on it though, because he's essentially like prone.
Okay.
That seems fair.
Alright, there we go. That'd be a 16.
Yeah, that's just gonna do it.
Alright.
Nice.
See if this switch right here. Yeah. Kind of worked. Alright, so that'd be 5 damage, and he needs to make a con save.
Okay.
DC 11.
That's 10.
Ooh. That means he takes 2d8 poison damage.
Okay. Wow.
11 more damage.
Okay. So there was a how much was the first damage?
5.
Okay, perfect. So, 16 damage total. It kind of, it's like thinking better about coming up on the ship actually as that's happening.
I was going to say, if he dropped to 0, he is paralyzed for
No.
1 hour.
That would be a terrible way to go in the ocean, be paralyzed for an hour.
Sink.
Because even aquatic Aarakocra can't breathe water. Okay, so is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Sweet. That's going to bring us to Captain Goose, who I believe gets a save, right? Or is it just he does not get a save?
I'm sorry?
Does he get does Captain Goose get a save from the charm?
So the charm technically, he treats me as friendly, and I would
Okay.
have advantage on charisma-based checks with them. So if you want me to roll like a persuasion from what I stated before on whether or not they decide to leave. That
Yeah,
might be a better way to go about it. Like the
Yeah,
charm
let's-
is not a mind control.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's roll let's roll with that with advantage, persuasion with advantage.
All right. I believe. So that is a dirty 20 on the second roll.
Okay. Yeah, I think that the Captain Goose goes, "Wah!" and just kind of like gives you the old salute and just kind of hops off the ship and just kind of I'll give them a save to try to get back on their own ship real quick. Just do a little dex save there to grab on. Gets a natural 20 and grabs right onto their ship and pulls himself back on board and kind of just gets right back behind the wheel and like it's no big deal at all.
It would seem the captain flowed the coop.
Very good. Okay, so this is going to bring us to the orange Ninja Turtle, who is going to essentially go up to the front of the ship, realizing that there is just things are not going well, and is just going to not want to go across. And you can see them start to like hit a button on the front of this console, and two cannons, which you can see. Actually, there's four cannons all around this turtle vehicle. One of which is pointing directly at your ship, and he's going to hit that button again, and it's going to shoot a cannon directly at the ship.
Oh no.
Here, I'll just
This is
roll it.
fine.
Here,
It's just a cannon.
That's a 16. That's definitely going to hit the ship. Basically, you see just a big ball shoot out of this thing and just shoot through the ship, and just kind of you hear it bouncing around inside the ship a little bit on the lower level, which there is a door hatch to go down to the lower level if you need to. There's one lower level. But yeah, the turtle does that, and then is going to take aim at Ignis and Illyria. Roll me just straight up and down d20s to see who he's going to aim at.
That is a 19 for Ignis.
Okay. Oof. Okay.
Oh,
Illyria, he's going to move the cannon up and take aim at you. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
That is.
That does hit. Okay.
Yeah.
He is going to. So it's going to shoot you with this cannon, and I'm gonna roll a d10 here. See what happens. So that's only good. That's just gonna be 4 damage essentially, which is surprising. I think it kind of like ricochet, kind of hits you in the shoulder, sends you spinning, but you take 4 damage as this cannonball kind of just clips you and shoots past on the ship.
Okay.
rude.
And that's going to bring us to Huey, who is going to try to, seeing his captain back on their other ship, I think he's going to try to make the jump back. Not as smart as the Ninja Turtle. And Huey doesn't make it. And
Seems
Huey
like anything for him.
Huey just kind of floats.
I was gonna say I would definitely take the opportunity to bite him on the way off.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Roll me attack of opportunity.
Yeah. That'll be 15.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's gonna hit. Just meets.
Does he have a lot of health if I start rolling?
Yeah, roll some damage.
Okay. Let me, I already forgot what the main damage was. Oh, just the 8 plus the 8. All right, 7.
Okay.
10 damage. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So, how does so instead of jumping off the ship, I think that how does Huey beef it?
Oh, giant spider arms grab him. Just off, like in 2 pieces easily.
So you just see this grisly sight as Huey just kind of floats off, and you see the goose kind of captain, who's still charmed, just kind of look down at it and just like kind of glossy-eyed and just continuing to steer the boat. That's unfortunate, and then keeps going.
He survives. That's his nightmares.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna delete a couple things from combat here that you all cannot see, but all right. So, all right. Let me look at this. Okay, so we are at Selbin now.
All right. These cannons have unfurled.
Mm-hmm.
How many crates of gunpowder do we have?
I'd say a couple, like probably like 4 or 5.
Okay. Important question. How fast are we going?
You're going at a pretty good clip. I would say that, especially because of keeping like the wind in the sails and then also the propulsion that's down below. I mean, Pops is like in the front of the ship, like pulling levers and doing a bunch of things. And from time to time, he'll yell back like, I could use a little help. And, but yeah, you guys are moving at a pretty good clip.
Okay. So safe to say faster than 30 or 40 feet per round.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do something stupid. So Selbin.
What better time?
Yeah, Selbin drops his hammer. It just clang and it lands straight up, and runs, trailing a little bit of static electricity, just right past the Ninja Turtle and grabs a crate of gunpowder.
Okay.
And leaps as far as he can towards the other ship, throwing the crate. And when it is 10 feet away from me, I will use my bonus action to trigger my lightning to spark out away from me and strike the crate.
Okay, so you're going to be off the ship, though.
Correct.
Okay.
I am aware of that. I have a plan for that, too. It just might take me around to get there.
Yeah, so I guess just an athletics then, I think, to do this.
This is so stupid. All right, rolling with advantage, 25.
Ooh, yeah. So tell me what this looks like as this, essentially you do this.
Just as I described earlier, running just a little bit of lightning trailing off of me, I scoop up the biggest crate I see of gunpowder and almost barrel roll hurl it as I'm flying forward too. So I'm off the boat now. Lightning arcs out from me and strikes the gunpowder barrel, hopefully igniting it as it gets closer to and or strikes the other ship, and it launches me away from the boat into the water.
Okay. So I think exactly right there. So I think that you launch this gunpowder off and it kind of rolls across, it like hits the deck of the boat, and like it's in a square like crate thing. So it kind of just like hits the deck and kind of maybe rolls once and slides. And you see the orange Ninja Turtle kind of look over at it. And then he sees the bolt of lightning hit it, and this whole thing just implodes, blasting a massive hole in this kind of like turtle submarine here. And you see the orange Ninja Turtle go launching off the ship, and the ship slowly kind of subsides below the waves as you kind of get launched off and are kind of ahead of it.
Yep. I am super content right now. So, next.
So yeah, as you're kind of as that's kind of happening, you see the Captain Goose, who is just kind of looking over at you all and gives you all a hearty wave and turns their ship and just kind of goes off to the right, leaving you all to essentially deal with the one Ninja Turtle who is still your friend that is on the ship currently.
I'm so content right now.
Okay, so that is going to bring us to essentially, we're going to be at Illyria's turn. Selbin, what are you doing? You're just going to be kind of in the water here.
I have both a swim and a fly speed at my disposal, so I can catch up.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So as I think, Selvin, Everyone give me another perception check, except for Selvin, because he's got plenty to worry about.
I can breathe underwater. I'm fine.
That's fair.
Ignis is on top of these perception checks today. Ooh, not as good as Illyria this time.
Whew.
Oh yeah, that's killer. Illyria, you with that natural 20, amazing. You basically you start seeing that, like, you're looking and you're like, okay, like you're seeing Selvin like flying through the air doing his wild stuff, and then you're kind of looking back behind the ship and keeping an eye on as this like turtle submarine kind of sinks below the waves. You see something that you realize, you're like, I thought that was the shadow of our ship, but you realize that there's something that is like directly behind your ship, and it's coming up extremely fast. And only as it like kind of breaches the water, are like you're able to get out of the way of it so that you don't get hit. But a massive kind of cylindrical shaped submarine breaches the water from behind you and smashes into the back of your ship. Essentially, like these tentacles, these metal tentacles kind of wrap around the backside of the ship. It's kind of at a 45-degree angle and kind of like latched onto the back of the ship. You can see that it has like portholes in this little submarine. And you can see a few gnomish faces peeking out at you all from inside of there. But what's really worrying is that you can hear the grinding sound of a drill as in the center of these tentacles, a massive drill is essentially drilling a big hole in the backside of your ship currently, as this thing has breached out of the water and is like latched onto the backside of it. What are you all going to do? Illyria, it is your turn.
All right. So I am thinking I'm going to go over to where the tentacles are grabbing the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm standing near the tentacles, can I see the drill?
Yeah, so if you look between, there's basically two tentacles, or there's three tentacles that are kind of like on the top part of the ship here, and they're kind of metal in construction with their with these kind of like barbed hooks that are like latched around the deck itself. And then down maybe like 5 feet, you can see the spinning drill that is like digging into the backside of the ship. It's currently trying to bore through the metal that's patched up on the backside of the ship to actually breach the hull.
Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to hit it with a thunder wave.
Okay. That's amazing. Yeah, go for it. I guess I need to do a save for that. I'll do a quick D20 check there for the save.
Yeah,
and then I'll just
Constitution save.
Con save, which I can't imagine this thing's going to do very well. So, that's an 8, which isn't going to do it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So how much damage does this take?
So it's going to take. Did I hit the right one? No, I did not. I hit nice. Not ice knife.
I was looking.
Okay, so it's going to take 7 thunder damage.
Okay, so as you blast this thing with thunder wave, this thunder wave is an AOE, right?
Yes, it's a 15-foot cube.
Okay, so I assume you're back like as close to it as possible, and then are you casting it kind of like, I guess it kind of comes out from you. So I think this is actually going to, even if you were here on the backside of the ship, I think it's gonna. Is that gonna hit Zog, the turtle, and also Ignis?
No, point from her, square out.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, great. So this thing is going to take that 7 damage, and I think that it's going to. I think the top tentacle is going to kind of like peel off the ship a little bit and like just kind of bend backwards. It doesn't seem to be like able to like. It seems like it snapped off all the hooks, so it can't grab onto the ship anymore. Now it seems to be kind of like up in the air, ready for attacks.
And then
Yeah.
when I cast a thunder or lightning spell, I can also hit with a. I got the exact name here. Give me a second. So it's Heart of the Storm. So it also does 3 additional lightning damage to anyone of my choice. So I'm gonna hit one of those tentacles again with another 3 lightning.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think that basically you break off the end of this this tentacle that's kind of like reared up now and is ready for its attack. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's at least released one of these tentacles from the ship, and is like, you can see that because this thing's at kind of like a 45-degree angle attached to the ship, you can tell that if you were able to like potentially get these off, you will be able to free yourself up from this and stop it from burrowing into the ship any further. Awesome. That is going to bring us so the Ninja Turtle, who's just kind of hanging out now. And he's just kind of like sitting cross-legged on the black powder kegs, and is just kind of, chilling out, Max, relaxing, all cool on your ship. Super friendly, feeling it, just really feeling this new friendship.
Really vibing.
He's really vibing. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to use the submarinomes in here for their for the attacks with the tentacles. So let me get one of these guys rolling. So this gnome is going, or essentially this tentacle, the one that's kind of standing up, ready to go. It's going to use its attack to kind of come down on you. So that's going to be a 16 to hit, Illyria.
It hits.
Okay, and I think that's an 8 damage as it kind of hits down on you with that tentacle. Oof. How you doing?
I got 27 hit points.
Okay. All right. You're still in it though. You're still in it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That's going to bring us to Ignis.
All right. So this giant squid needs to go. So he will step to the back of the ship. And he will raise another hand forward, and as he launches at a ruby ring flares this time, and crackling in reaction in the clouds around, a lightning strike jettisons forth from his hand as I cast a lightning bolt down the length of the squid.
Okay.
Because they're just so conveniently lined up there.
That's fair.
So, what I'm going to need is I believe a DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
Nicely done, man.
Okay, I'm going to roll a d4 to see what the squid's addition's going to be there, and then I'm going to do a d20. Little hack there. That's going to be a 7. Or a 6 total.
So
that's not gonna be good.
So having stepped to the back of the ship, it is 33 points of lightning damage. And similar to Illyria, every target of my choice within 10 feet takes an additional 3 points of lightning damage. So I would like that to additionally strike the tentacles and the closest gnome for an additional 3 to all of that, as the electrical discharge just erupts down this thing.
Okay, so what is aside from the additional 3 damage to all of these, what is the total damage, the initial damage?
33.
Okay, I think that you absolutely shred the one that was up on top of the ship, that like the one that had hit Illyria, just like you blast it off. It just like comes, it basically just like melts off at the base and kind of falls down to the water. The one that is on the side of the ship, I think also starts to peel back. You also see like basically like you start to superheat the hole in a certain spot as it's kind of flying down the ship, and you can see where it entered into the ship. It actually blasted kind of a grapefruit-sized hole, and then you hear a bunch of gnomes on the inside just all yell like "Ah!" as it kind of shoots through the inside of this submarine. And essentially now there is a breach in their hull that if this thing goes down below water level again, it's not going to be waterproof any longer. So you have exactly one tentacle that's above that is still holding them onto your ship, as well as the drill, which is kind of like it's probably like halfway into your ship at this time. So it has breached the hull, but it's above water level.
Fantastic. So, yeah, that will be the end of my turn.
Okay, that's going to bring us to the submarine, who is going to just kind of push forward. You hear them like kind of kick that drill into high speed, and this thing just like grabs harder around the boat with that one tentacle that's still on there, and just like you feel that drill just kind of like redouble the efforts to kind of bury itself in the back of the ship. And then the tentacle that kind of came off on the side is going to try to slap down on Ignis. Let's go. Let's roll an attack.
Don't have to roll very high, so...
That's a 17.
That will absolutely hit, yes.
Okay. 7 damage, bludgeoning damage, because I think that you've peeled back the piercing spikes that would have been on there.
All right.
So yeah, that's gonna be 7 damage. As this thing tries to, I guess I can't re-grapple because it's been broken off. So I think we've established that. But yeah, that's going to bring us to Zog.
Okay. So I'm on the side of the boat, crawling over where the drill is.
Okay.
You know, spiders, they stick to anything.
That's fair.
And I'm going to shoot the drill with Reb. Yes. Sounds like a good idea, yeah.
Okay.
Hoping to gum it up.
Okay. Oh, with web? Okay, that's cool. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Do I need to roll a save for that?
No, it's a D20 plus 5 for me.
Okay.
So let's hope I hit. An 11 for stationary drill.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to see. Yeah, I think that's good enough, honestly. Yeah, 11. I think that's completely fine. I would have put it probably at 10, so you just make it. I think that, yeah. So does web stop things in their tracks? Like, what does that spell do?
It's not even a spell. It's just a natural ability.
Oh.
Usually you hit a target and they're restrained by webbing. It takes an action for them to break it. DC 12 strength check. Yeah, so they have to burst out. It can be attacked. AC 10 with 5.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you cast web on the front of this, and you just that drill just kind of like grinds to a halt and is bound, and it is still attached to you all. But at this time, like, that drill is not turning, and you all are just essentially attached to this, even now more than ever, attached to this thing. And, if it goes down below water level, it's going to take on water. If you all, basically, you have a hole in the back of your ship, so that's not good. So you're kind of at a weird stalemate currently. And you hear pops from the front go, hey, how's it going back there?
Oh, large tentacle ship trying to sink us. I put a hole in it. It's going, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, I
Working on
can't
it.
talk, so I'm just gonna go.
I don't know. What do you think it's a time to use the old special button?
You didn't tell us what the button does. What does this button do?
Well, if I need to describe the ship, but if one of you wants to come find out.
Well, I would tell. Turtle, it's go. Press the button that he needs pressed. Quit your daydreaming. Go do something useful.
Pops as the turtle's kind of like walking towards you. Being not being the rude dude that he normally would be. He's being very, very friendly at this time, very helpful too.
While this conversation is occurring, kind of, Sylvan is swimming back. He's got a 40+ foot movement swimming. So
okay. Yeah, roll me. Roll me an athletics check. Let's see if you can. Let's hope you get on there in time.
Rolling with advantage, 22, because I am still raging because it took damage last round.
Awesome. Yeah, you're able to. I think that you're able to get onto the ship and kind of grab the rigging that's on the side of it, and you're holding on as the red Ninja Turtle walks over, kind of dawdles over, and at Pop, like right as Pop sees him do it, he goes, "Everyone, hold on!" And everyone, roll me a roll me a strength. I don't know. It'd be a saving throw. It might be just a straight athletics check.
Was this
So
everyone?
essentially hunker down. Yeah, everyone roll some. Yeah, there you go.
So what about me who's sticking to the side as a spider?
I would say you have. I mean, you have a. It would probably be the same to like try to grab on though, like because you're still trying to hold on to it. I think.
Okay. So I'll do. Let me see.
I mean, I guess it could
What's
be
that?
could be better. I mean, you could try acrobatics or something else if you'd like to. Either
I was
one.
just seeing if I had anything special for being a spider. Not exactly. I'll do a quick D20.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Hey, nice.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, you are literal Spider-Man. You are stuck on there. You are not going anywhere. As this red Ninja Turtle dawdles up to this button and just kind of pops, yells, "Hold on!" He slaps this button, and you hear what sounds like a dragon's roar as from below the water level, that engine just fires to life, just tearing this whatever this submarine was, just like blasting it with like essentially dragon fire, blowing it off the back of your ship, and you all just basically the front of your ship kind of goes into the air a little bit as you all just boost nos forward, flying into this like misty, mysterious beyond in front of you.
This is amazing.
And so that Noma ship is just gone. Like it is gone in an instant. The sad thing is though, the Toril did not make their save, and they kind of go like just rolling backwards and kind of curls up into their shell, and it kind of goes pink pink and just kind of goes off the back of the ship and is gone. So their usefulness is now over at this point. But you all are kind of holding on. You can hear pops in the front, like everyone's going like ah, as you all are flying forward. And then as it kind of rolls to a stop, you kind of roll up on the back of one of the biggest ships you've seen in this race since the beginning. And it is this massive, what looks like a floating fortress of a ship. And you can't see what's inside of it, but there's these massive pontoons in this like wooden designed ship that is lifted into the air, probably like a good 8 to 10 feet by these supports, and is fully encased in wood with a big flat deck on top of it. On the back side of it, you can see what looks like a big hole where you would normally see an engine. But right now, you can see like it seems like there's some sort of big form back behind that, and there is just straight fire coming out of the back of this ship as you all kind of pull up onto it and are now kind of just behind it in the race. And as this is kind of occurring, you can see that up ahead of you, this entire time you've been kind of traveling along these buoys on the left-hand side of you that have this like red kind of beacon light on top of them. And you're kind of close to them. They're kind of just off to the left there. But you can also see that it seems like there's some sort of like much larger kind of like red, a lot more red flashing lights that are kind of like not immediately in front of you, but like you're coming up on them, and you might assume that is somewhere near a finish line.
Okay.
So we're gonna jump into back into here. So I believe we just had so now I guess it's Selvin's turn.
Okay. Is that the finish? Looking at.
Yeah, we gotta do something about these guys real quick because it's coming up here pretty soon.
How close are we?
Has a spire. Okay.
To them, you're within 5 feet of their ship.
Oh.
Oh. Well, if it ain't broke. And as a kind of simultaneously grab another barrel and run over to where that fire is blasting out of the back and just hook it over there as I rage again. This time, instead of striking the crate, I'm going to try to strike one of the spars and then reach back and grab my hammer.
Okay.
So repeating the last go around here, athletics check 24 to heave the barrel into the roaring fire on the back of their boat.
Yep. Yeah. So you throw this barrel off, and different to last time though, when it gets near that fire, it actually before it gets it basically gets near that fire, and the heat from that ignites that barrel before it actually can get all the way to it, before you can ignite it yourself. The fire itself actually blows that barrel up in midair, making quite a firework, and kind of you can, both your ship and the other ship kind of move in the water a little bit, as this barrel explodes in midair.
Okay, so it doesn't get close enough at all.
No, because the fire was blowing out, essentially, before you were able to ignite it on a point once it was already on the ship, because the fire was coming pretty strongly out the back of this hole. When it got near that fire, it just ignited it for you.
Understood. So as I'm there, that was action, bonus action. That's gonna be it for me.
Okay. So as that kind of happens, seems like you kind of upset something, and you see what looks like some sort of very strange mushroom creature that comes walking out onto the deck of the ship to inspect what's going on, and is going to essentially start throwing down some items at you. 1 second.
So did the stream stop?
The stream? No.
Because I had it popped up on the side, and it's keeps stopping and sending me the other videos saying that 156 had stopped. 156.40.
Interesting. I haven't seen a blip from it, and everything's still looking good on my side.
Why is that to me then?
Weird.
I'm still watching the stream just fine.
I got others in chat saying stream is okay.
Weird. For some reason, it stopped at 156.
Thank you for confirming, chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Awesome. So it's going to essentially grab what looks like basically almost like a cannonball, and is going to just huck it off the back of the ship, and is going to try to hit Selbin. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Ooh.
And that's going to be 14 damage from that basically that cannonball that he just hucked at you.
Okay. I will take half of that.
Okay, that's right, because of raging. Sweet. Illyria, it is your turn.
Alrighty. So I'm going to come up here to the front of the ship, and I am going to cast Tidal Wave.
Read my mind.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, that gets real rough
Yeah, it does.
for a ship.
Yeah, it does.
So
And that would be a dex check.
oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this ship is gonna make it. I'm gonna give it a D20 there. That's a 5.
I was gonna say, if hers doesn't do it, Ignis is following up with a second one right behind it. So, but
no.
I do not want to take that thunder from hers if hers is enough.
So which direction is the tidal wave coming from?
So I'm having it come from the back of the ship.
Okay.
That mushroom man away. I'm trying to put out the fires at the back of the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that exactly happens. You launch this tidal wave that just like lifts out of the water and just like smashes into the ship, doing an insane amount of damage. It's actually going to snap off the supports that are connecting the back two parts of the pontoons. So like this thing, it basically kind of like starts to fall down. The upper level is sagging towards the back. The Mushroom Man is washed directly off the ship into the water, does not come back up above the water level. And the fire, basically the water rushes right through that hole in the back of the ship, and you hear something go, "Ugh," as it's hit by this water and kind of flushed in through the ship itself. Their ship seems to be in really bad way, and it is starting to slow a pretty substantial amount from this damage. Now the fact that their engine is no longer running. Very good attack. That was rad. Awesome. Is that the end of your turn?
You know what? I'm going to use 2 sorcery points.
Okay.
I'm going to take a second action.
Okay.
And I'm going to... So it gives me the ability to do a spell as a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to use... So I can, when I do a spell, I can do Gust of Wind. And I'm gonna come behind the mast here and just hit so we can try to get past that ship as quick as possible.
Awesome. I'm actually gonna go to the map here. I'm gonna move some stuff around because I think that let's get this shit moving. All right. Okay. Oh, that's because it's there. We go. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I'm messing with the triggers. There we go. Sorry, 1 second. Doing some quick. I just want to move the boats around, and because I have them on the actual map, it's they're a little bit different than the tokens themselves. Okay, so I'm going to move this down here next to you all now, since you are essentially neck and neck with it, and there we go. So, awesome. Yeah, so your Gust of Wind has essentially brought you neck and neck with this ship. Very cool. And this thing is like, as you get next to it, it is like sagging in the water. And at the rate you're going, especially with the wind additional, like you will be, by next turn, you will be able to move past them. Awesome. That is going to bring us to Ignis.
Right. So... how far from the finish line are we? Are we like, is this our last obstacle here, or do we still have a good ways, a little bit to go?
Seems like you don't see many other forms in front of you. You seem like this. You think that this might have been the front runner ship.
Okay. So taking one from Illyria here, I would also like to cast Tidal Wave, but rather than using it against the other ship, I would like to swell it up underneath our own to create a wave for us to rush forward even faster. Okay. Literally like surfing the wave forward through with her wind pushing us along, bringing that tidal wave up under the ship.
I love it.
So like rather than using it as attack, using it in that fashion.
Yeah. No, I love it. I don't think that essentially it's a willing target. It doesn't need to make a dexterity saving throw, I would think. Your own ship.
If you're letting me use it in that fashion, I'm not intending to do damage.
No,
it's just manipulating the water.
I love this. I love this so much. So you like swell this water up and send your ship kind of careening forward past. And as it does so, it also kind of clips their ship as well. So roll me, I'll roll a saving throw for them and their ship, which I'm going to give them disadvantage on because they are limping in the water as it is. Couldn't have ended a better way. As you all launch forward with this tidal wave, like your ship's probably a good 10 feet in the air, just kind of careening forward. You hear the cracking as the supports all along the left-hand side of their ship are just cleaved off, and their boat just kind of falls down to the water and starts to kind of like turn towards your ship, but you're already past it at this point, and starts to like limp and start kind of moving towards like the inner left-hand side where those buoys are. And Pops was looking back, goes, "Oh no, that's one of the first things you always learn about battle boat racing. You never wanna." And as he's saying this, they're like getting closer to the buoys and are just about to cross them. He goes, "Go past the buoys." And as they go past it, you see the red gems on top of them all kind of come to life and just like shoot these like Resident Evil movie-esque like laser beams that just like tear their ship apart. And you see it just like implode and explode as this basically as it goes past these buoys, as you all are just carried through the essentially like the winning circle, the archway. As you kind of pass through it, you can see that there's like this, it's almost a bridge that's connecting these two islands, like the main island and then kind of a smaller island off your right that's just like encrusted with those same kind of like glowing gemstones. And, you know, as you kind of pass through it, a confetti kind of like poofs down, you hear horns go off. And yeah, so you all have successfully completed the battle boat race. I think that you all, as you kind of pass through, the wave kind of comes to a stop, and you all are able to kind of like, there is a celebration on the other side where Pops thanks you all for helping him get through, and you are handed, essentially, Pops is handed this, what looks like this large golden cup that is also encrusted with these kind of the same red gems that are on the buoys, the pylons themselves, and hands it as he's kind of handing it all back to you. Your like garlands of flowers are all put onto your shoulders. Someone gives you a jug of milk out of nowhere to drink. It's just very strange kind of festivities.
Milk was a bad choice.
Shake the jug of milk.
There you go. Someone talks about going to Disneyland. No one has any idea what that's about.
What is this Disney?
But yeah, as you pretty much like as you all are handed this this golden cup, you're like, you know, Pops is like shaking your hand like, "Oh, thank you so much," and then you all are just teleported and find yourself immediately back in the uproarious laughter and cheer of the Astral Tavern. And standing in front of you, you see, "Oh, yes! Welcome back! How was your adventures?"
I just reach and grab a tankard from a passing and just start turning around.
I'll slip back into my normal form.
Okay. No more Spider-Man?
Not in this bar. Probably.
Yeah.
One could say it went swimmingly. We won this race. Would very much like to be paid now. And they got me back to my ship.
Of course. May I have the cup?
Assuming I have it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure, I hand it over.
Sure, you hand it over.
Oh, I thought the other guy had it.
Pop still has it like, "Oh no." No, yeah, you hand it over to him, and he like takes it in his hands. He's, "Oh, I've waited so long." And he takes a golden spork out of his pocket, and kind of as a passing person comes by, he kind of like scoops the cup into what looks like, strangely, like some sort of like hearty chili. That's now dripping kind of like really uncomfortably down the side of this like beautifully pristine cup that you can tell like is likely imbued with some sort of magical quality, some sort of wondrous item. And he just begins to eat in a not a very like people-friendly manner with this spork, just eating this chili as you all watch on.
Oh.
I just turn and walk away.
It was chilly the whole time?
At that point, downing the rest of the tankard and looking, right, who wants to fight?
Yeah, I think that unless there's anything you all have to do or all would like to do, I think that this is a great time. I think you all are paid handsomely for your time, enough that it hopefully makes it worth it. And when you all are ready, after spending time hanging out with these multitudes of other races and having a good time, drinking as many ales as you can stomach, eating as much chili as you can stand after watching Feld eat it, you all are whisked back away and find yourself in exactly the same moment as when you disappeared, but with a little bit more experience now. And I think that is where we're going to end the session tonight.
Fantastic.
I got to yeet a ninja turtle, or yeet a giant duck rather, and blow up a ship, punch a hole in another. Like, I'm content.
My only regret is I didn't rage as a spider.
Spider rage.
Well, I wanted to find a use for twin charm spell, like charm. It worked out. We're good.
Oh, so good. Everyone made, like, there's no VIP of this. Every single person did something amazing during this combat.
It was so good.
Everything was pivotal. Everything was absolutely pivotal. Yeah, seriously, thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you all had a wonderful time. Again, so my name's John. You can follow me on Twitter at John Irons. You can follow Astral on Twitter at AstralBTT. If you want everything that we just did, all this buck wild stuff, I was trying to push Astral to its very limits tonight with all the wild things we were doing. This was all built within Astral. Most of it is all free that you can do. You can put any of the tokens you want in for free. So yeah, astraltabletop.com. You can sign up and use all these features for free. If you would like to try the gold membership for a month, you can use the code DungeonCon for a free month of gold. But that's it from me. I would love to get everyone else the opportunity to, if you're working on anything interesting, if you want people to find you, let's go around the table here.
Sure. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, I'm Gabriel with the Forever DMs, along with my buddy Jacob, who's down there. From my perspective, I have no idea what it is on the stream. We run some bi-weekly games just because, jobs and life. Every other Tuesday night is a game that I run set in a world called Thrain. And every other Saturday morning for Breakfast and Dragons is my best friend and our good buddy Bill runs our Saturday morning games. But tune in to twitch.tv/foreverdms on Tuesday this upcoming week, for an episode of Shooting the Crit, which is a kind of Ask the DM talk show that we do. So please feel free to tune in.
And to chime in on that, we are currently taking questions on our Twitter, which you can find at the Forever DMs. You can see right there underneath our names on the stream. And the Twitch that he was talking about is this one. You're here. So give us a follow, catch up with us on those, and feel free to shoot us some questions on our Twitch. We will try and answer those. The topic for this next Shooting the Crit is writing backstories. So if you have any questions about that you'd like to hear, kind of how people approach that, what they do differently, anything along those lines, we would love to hear what you have questions about.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
I've been Travis. You can find me at my house. That's about it.
We still appreciate you, Travis. Thank you for
Yeah,
no, it's fun. Little fun,
Yeah, Aaron, Travis, it's been fantastic. Thank you all for joining us for this this very buck wild DungeonCon romp that we've done. So seriously, thank you so much.
Oh yeah. If I see you guys on a thing, I'm gonna join it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, John, thank you for running such a fun session for us.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. Absolutely fantastic. And hey, look, it's an Aaron.
Hey, there you go.
Hey. Yeah. So, good stuff.
Next
Yeah,
time
absolutely.
we'll remember to buy her red cam.
Well, yeah. We got to see her either way, so it's mission accomplished there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Aside from, I'll just do a side plug. Aside from this, I also, aside from Astral, which we're going to be doing a lot more of these Astral Allies streams, which are going to there's a similar multiverse that we're building here with this. So like these characters are all part of this multiverse, but the Astral Allies and the Astral Tavern will be back. We're going to try to be back on the Astral YouTube, but who knows? It's the the multiverse. We show up anywhere and everywhere that we possibly can. Whoever knows? That's just how the astral plane is. But aside from that, I'm also the DM for the Almost Heroes. That's like my weekly game that we do, and we stream to Twitch every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST. So you can find them on Twitch or on Twitter also at the Almost Heroes. But that's a side plug. But anyway, that's it from me. That's all the plugs I have. I think that's all the game we have as well.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed it is.
See you guys around.
So, with
Thank
that,
you, everyone. Have a wonderful later in the Menges.
Take care,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.